Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'll be your host tonight. I'm Sasha Gilbert, and joining me this evening is my very good friend, Margaret Laparena. Welcome, Margaret.
Thank you, Sasha. Um, I'm glad to be here, you guys. My name is Margaret Loperena.
All right, and also joining us tonight for the first time is Mr. SVP himself, Gary Bernhard. Welcome, Gary.
Thanks, Sasha. Really excited to be here and to be a part of this life-changing event. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I love that all three of us can come together, even though we are in very different parts of the country. So that's incredible. Why don't we go ahead and get started here? For those of you watching and joining us today, we are going to help you figure out just why virtual financial may be the answer for you. With so many companies out there, how are we different? So stay tuned. You're going to find out. All right. Margaret, I look at this slide and I remember our time back in Atlanta and just wondering, who is this opportunity for?
This opportunity can be for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. It doesn't matter about your ethnic. It's just can be for anybody.
Absolutely. And boy, do we have a diverse group. Young to old, short to tall. I mean, everyone is represented and it's absolutely fantastic. Now, Gary, I know that you never travel, right?
Oh yeah.
How does this work for you? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it works so seamlessly. The only thing you have to get used to is the time differences, the time zones. So for the last couple of years, I've been traveling to Thailand for 3 months out of every year, and it's 15, I think 17 hours different from the West Coast time, somewhere around there. Anyway, whatever it is, it's crazy. So I'm up in the middle of the night doing business, and the business is happening. And I've got my team working. I do my team meetings. It's absolutely incredible. You can work from anywhere. And in the States, I travel extensively as well, from California all the way to Florida and Virginia and everywhere in between. Getting ready to go to Carolina next week.
Nice. You'll be in my neck of the woods. I was just saying the other day that I never know where you're going to be at when I call you. And so I know for you, especially, the fact that everything within our company was designed to be virtual, from not only our meetings with clients, but all of our trainings and just everything. It works well, right?
It does. And it's not just being virtual and just Zooming. I mean, we have a system that makes the virtual really sing, different than anybody else in the industry. It's incredible.
That is so true. I don't know. We may have to talk about that in a few minutes, Gary. What do you think?
I'd love to.
All right. Everybody that knows me knows I love to shop. Amazon and we are like this. So when I look at this slide and I picture the real estate market and the retail industry and then compare it to the financial industry, I mean, that is just mind-boggling.
Yes,
Any
it
thoughts on
is.
that?
Yes, it is because compared to the real estate and retail, the financial industry more than double what they are.
Combined. I mean,
Yes.
that's just, I honestly, I had no idea that it was that large until I came across the information. And that explains one reason why it is such a golden opportunity. We are helping so many people, but we're also helping ourselves and our families at the same time. But
Yes.
Gary, when you were, back in the day, did you ever think that the largest taxi cab service wouldn't own a single vehicle?
Who knew? And 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 I was a big Blockbuster guy. How could Blockbuster not even think about Netflix? And
Right?
uh, just absolutely incredible, because I grew up in the late 60s, early 70s. So all these things I used to go to the store to shop, had to try it on, had to feel it, had to touch it. Now a day doesn't go by that I don't get a package from Amazon.
Oh, yeah. I know everything about my UPS and FedEx drivers. I mean, I'm a big shopper. And so
Sasha, did you hear that
this,
FedEx and UPS are combining?
I don't want to talk about it. I feel
Okay,
a
all
certain
right.
kind of way about it. I didn't get the memo asking for my approval on that, so I don't know. But what's really cool about this is when I think about these companies, would you say virtual financial is similar to that, Gary?
Oh, without a doubt, uh, uh, revolutionary style, a revolutionary business model. We've taken the system and we put it into the modern day, and we are the Netflix and the Amazon and the Uber and the Airbnb of the financial services. Nobody does business the way we do. Nobody has the tools. Nobody has the system that makes this whole thing work, and that's what's amazing to me.
When I think of our founder, Chris Delfino, like 11, 12 years ago, having that vision of where technology was going and just slowly starting to develop a system that could capitalize on that, and then spending a decade actually doing it. I couldn't do it. I'm not going to spend a decade building something. It's not who I am. I just don't have it in me. But that level of commitment and just pure genius that went into this really impresses me. And we're going to show those of you watching just what we're talking about in a little bit. Because, guys, we are so incredibly different. And one of the things I really love about us is that we are actually helping people. Do we have a problem in this country? Gary, you and I just talked about that last night. What are your thoughts?
Well, absolutely. Everybody is in so much more debt today than they were even 3 or 4 years ago. With inflation on the rise, there are so many people that are living paycheck to paycheck. It's just there's not enough dollars at the end of each month, and people are experiencing some serious issues and having to make hard choices in some cases. And
This
and
is
we're
very
here to help. Yeah, and we're here to help people figure that out.
Amen to that. Margaret, you and I were recently talking about living check to check and that stress. Thinking back to my early 20s and not being able to sleep at night. Have you run into people that are experiencing that high level of stress?
Oh, yes, I have. Matter of fact, one out of every three people I meet are stressed out about their finances. They are under so much pressure just trying to manage their debt.
Yeah. I mean, I remember what it was like trying to make the gallon of milk last until Friday because I had no money until that next payday. And that is just not a good position to be in. And between the pandemic and the resulting inflation and everything else going on, the world needs some help. But for
Yes.
those of you who are looking for a financial opportunity, you know that when you have a solution, you have the opportunity to benefit from that financially. And we're going to get to that. But nobody wants to talk to an insurance salesman, Gary. Who do they want to talk to?
I want to talk to somebody who's got a little bit more education than I do, that maybe can share some ideas. And that's how we approach this whole thing from an educational standpoint. I am a financial educator, as you are, Sasha, and as you are, Miss Margaret. We are financial educators, and that's how we approach this whole business because nobody wants to be sold anything.
It's so true. And even though I have a lot of sales skills and I've made a lot of money in the past in different sales positions, I hate sales. I
Mm-hmm.
hate it. I was a former economics professor, then I worked for a company in China teaching. And so the fact that I never have to pressure anybody, that instead I get to just educate them, that's huge for me too. But what about
Well,
our clients, Margaret? Do you think that they respond better to the educational
Yes,
approach?
yes, I do think they respond better because whenever you teach them something and show them a way, then they can make better choices for themselves and their families. It's very important that they do understand their own finances.
Absolutely. Gary, why don't you just give us an example here? What do people find on page 62 of our book?
oh, I love page 62. Well, they're pretty excited to learn about this simple mathematical formula. It's incredible. You take the percentage that you're getting, divide it into the number 72, and that tells you how long it's going to take for your money to double. So, for instance, if you're getting 1% at the bank, which by the way is a lot, and you divide that into 72, it's going to take 72 years for your money to double. So that means if you have $100 in the bank today, 72 at getting 1%, 72 years from now, you're going to have $200. Man,
Wow.
is that amazing? Oh,
I'd rather
and
just get my nails done.
oh my goodness. And then if you're getting 3%, it's going to every 24 years. That's a little better, but not much. So anyway, so this rule and this works just conversely. You can take it and divide the interest you're paying on credit cards to see how often the bank is going to double your money that they're loaning to me. Oh,
Yeah, that's doubling every couple years. So we won't talk about that. But, what I think is cool is working with a financial professional and, working with some different numbers there where your money could be doubling every 6 to 8 years. And to me, that sounds a lot better. I'm in my 40s. So if I can double my money a few more times before retirement, yes, please. Absolutely. But what about page 75?
what
What
about
do we
page
show there,
75?
Gary?
What about page 75? This is the whole idea of what we do with the education piece. We take people through the 7 money milestones, completely complimentary. There's no obligation. It's just an education piece. So it's sort of like getting your GPS, finding out where you are and where you want to go. You just plug it in. We talk about debt management. We talk about proper protection. We talk about the book. We talk about getting your financial education in place for you and your family, which allows you to do so much more with what you have.
Incredible. So for me, this definitely sets Virtual Financial apart from every other company out there. But it gets better because we work with what, over 200 carriers, over 400 products. So if somebody watching this wanted to join our company and they have no experience, I mean, that's going to take them like what, 6 months, a year to learn everything before they can start making money?
Decades.
Or or what could they do, Gary, if they're brand new? What do they now have the option to do?
You can just be an inviter. And the inviter role is, I think, is the most prized role in our entire company because it allows you to introduce a financial educator to somebody, a family member, a friend, but you introduce them, the you're the warmth. And what happens is that financial educator will take them through the 7 money milestones. And oh, by the way, you as the inviter would get the lion's share of the money if a product is purchased or if we can help. And if we can't help, that's fine. We've given somebody a great book, a little bit of an education, and we want to help if we can. So that's the inviter role is amazing because you can make money. You're brand new, and that's a big thing. Most people fail in this business because they get in and they don't know everything, and they never have a chance to make a dime off anything. So
Yeah.
it's really a great role.
Then you've got someone like Margaret who has so much experience and is just an incredible financial professional. What does that look like for you? The role of financial professional. What is it that you're really doing for our clients?
Basically, you meeting with the clients online and you just talking to them to determine where they are now and where they want to go later on in the years. Um, then you make recommendations of products and services that are suitable for them. You're also going to give them the opportunity to choose what is the most important thing that they want to accomplish, whether it's college funding or vacationing or a new house or a vacation home, things like that. That's what the financial professional will help guide them into.
Absolutely. And then you've got my favorite role, which is what I do, which would be a manager or a broker. And I just get to be in charge of everybody. I get to supervise, the cases, make sure everything's flowing well, kind of act as the in between for the inviter and the financial professional, and just have more of like a leadership role. And it's just incredible. But, much like real estate, guys, we give people choices. In the real estate market, you can choose a company, Century 21, and become a broker with them. And then you hire, 5, 10 agents to join your agency and you make a little bit of money off of what they do. Well, we're the same way. So if you want to become your own broker, we've got a plan in place and the system to help you get there. And we're right there with you. And if you want to just be an agent, you have that choice too. The system will work for you no matter what you choose. And that is incredible. It's all about choices, right, guys?
That's
Yep.
right.
All right. And now the final thing that really, really sets us apart took over a decade to make, and that's our system. Gary, what do you think about our CRM?
It's absolutely incredible. It allows us to communicate with each other on this platform without having to make a phone call, without having to send a text. Because when you put something into the system, it goes right to the financial professional and the manager, and it gives you the exact date, what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, who's going to be there. It's everything is so simple to operate. You just have to do it. I love it.
Absolutely. Margaret, I know you and I have spent a lot of time working together with the marketing system that we've got in place.
That's
How
right.
easy do they make it for you to do mass email marketing campaigns, social media posting, etc.? How easy is that for you?
It's just a couple of clicks, and that's what I like.
And do
That's
you have to create any of the content or add the graphics or the images?
No, I do not have to add any graphics or any images at all. Like I said, it's just a couple of clicks.
Yeah, it is. I get a lot of questions. Well, do you have to buy leads? No,
No,
you don't. Because we have a system. Now, those of you watching, sorry, I'm not going to tell you what that system is. But once you give us a phone call and you've decided to join up with Virtual Financial, you're going to be very impressed. So no, you do not have to buy leads. You can save that $2,000 to $5,000 a month that I was spending. And then, of course, our final point, I think we've already kind of touched on it. We've got the emails all ready to go for you, the social media posts, we've got webinars, video assistants, and so much more. I mean, how important is our overall system, Gary, when it comes to helping someone become successful?
The system is everything. I had a mentor when I came in, and he was good to me, and he helped me and showed me a little bit. But I became a senior vice president because I used the system, and I plugged and I played. I was coachable, I learned, and the system is making me successful even as we speak right now.
Well, that doesn't sound right, though. I mean, I'm really good at what I do. So when I'm working with people, I mean, shouldn't I get to take the credit for their incredible success?
If you want to, but you don't have to.
It's not me. It's not you.
It's the
It's not
system.
anybody.
It's the system.
I love how you said plug and play because that is so true. If you are coachable and you'll let us show it to you and you plug and play, I don't get to take credit for your success. You do. And it's the system that's going to get you there. So that is absolutely incredible. Margaret, we got to touch on the fact that this has been a male dominated industry from the very beginning.
Yes.
No woman out there was going to go knocking on doors in crazy neighborhoods with 3 kids tagging along behind her when she needed to be home cooking and cleaning.
Yeah.
What are we doing about that, Margaret?
We're changing everything. We are going to change the way, well, the landscape of this industry because we are strong women and we are out there and we want to do more.
And one thing I really love and appreciate about Virtual Financial is that even though originally it was, like every other company out there, a male dominated company, the male leadership knew that they needed to create a culture that supported the diversity. Men, women, young, old, experienced, inexperienced, we're all here.
Mm-hmm.
And we have had nothing but support from the male leadership in this company. And we are attracting some incredibly strong women that are going to change the industry. They are really going to help us take this system, help tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people and change their lives. And it's so much fun to watch it happen. And you and I are leading the charge here at Virtual Financial and going above and beyond to create an environment where women can thrive, where we can collaborate together, where we can support, encourage, inspire one another. And I know, Margaret, you have done that for me a million times. So thank
Thank you.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Now, Gary, we are kind of picky. We are kind of picky. So, who is it that we're really looking for? When our viewers stand in front of the mirror and look at themselves and acknowledge who they are, who do we want to talk to?
We want to talk to anyone who is willing to work. Our system is simple, but it's not easy because it takes work like anything. You have to give your efforts time to compound. You have to give your teams time to compound. We're in a world where everything happens in seconds, but with our business, we have to let it percolate and come together and build your strengths. Use your strengths and your weaknesses. Find someone that can help you. For instance, Sasha is helping me a lot. So this is the thing. You need people who are willing to work, who aren't afraid to take a little time to let something develop into something incredible.
Wow, I really don't think I have anything to add to that. Do you, Margaret? I mean, that really was perfectly said, Gary. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you, Gary.
So,
Thank,
if
thank you
you're
for letting me be
watching
a
this
part of
and
this.
it made our day finding out you were going to be able to join us. So, but for those of you watching, if that describes you, if you are someone that wants more and is willing to work for it, to fight for it, to wake up every single morning and embrace your opportunity to change your life, we want to talk to you. I know for me, I was tired of being trapped in the hourly wage system. It was never going to help me achieve my goals. I was tired of making other people millions and millions of dollars and me living check to check. So if that describes you, definitely reach out to us. Our information is here. You can take a screenshot, you can scan the QR code. There's our phone numbers. Maybe somebody sent you this video. Go ahead and give them a call. Get into touch with them. We've got some great information we can give you. Now, Gary, before we leave, we've been really working with a lot of people that are wanting to add another revenue stream or change industries altogether because they're not happy where they're currently at. Any particular markets or industries that you've seen that trend with?
Well, I'll tell you, mortgage bankers, mortgage brokers, real estate agents, and teachers. There are so many teachers, and this is a prime thing for them to fall into because we teach.
We
And
do.
yeah, so teachers, a lot of teachers are very dissatisfied where they are, looking for something new, looking for a way out, and we can provide that opportunity. And if this is you, like Sasha says, give us a call. and we work together, all of us.
All of us. I
Yes.
have to add to that, during the pandemic, who were the heroes? Our nurses.
Nurses.
Ah,
And that changed real quick with the whole debate over the what, being mandatory or not. And so there are a lot of nurses that are reaching out because they feel unappreciated, undervalued, everybody's short staffed, they're not being paid what they're worth. And we're just really seeing that trend. And I love that, nurses and teachers, they've got that heart to help people. So maybe you're even a stay at home mom, but inflation is like taking a hit on your finances. Give us a call. If you care about helping people at all, give us a call. And on that note, Gary, Margaret, I just want to thank you so much for joining me today. It is always such an honor to have you. And for those of you that are watching live or after the fact, thank you so much. I hope that this webinar has been helpful, and I hope to hear from you soon. Have a
thank
great day.
you. See ya.
Bye.